So I'm going to tell you a story real quick. I used to live in Boston, and I would take the red line from downtown crossing to Porter Square. And Porter Square was about a 10-minute wheelchair ride from my home to the elevator or from the elevator to my home. And one day I took the train and we got on at downtown crossing. I drove up to State Street to get onto the red line, and we hit the next stop, which was Charles MGH, and it was, a little after rush hour, so it's kind of crowded, but not really. And people get on the train, and I noticed somebody staring at me, and I kind of used to it, but not really. But I look and I, make eye contact and give a Midwesterly nod, saying to acknowledge that they're looking. No response, and they looked as if they were staring through me. So I go on about my business, and as I'm sitting there, I'm debating when I get closer to the stop that is closest to my house, whether I was going to get off at Harvard Square, because earlier in the morning, leaving the house, the elevator at Porter Square was out. Then I wanted to take the chance of getting off at Porter and having to get on the train again and ride all the way back. No. So we get off. People get off the train one stop before Harvard, and it's a few people at either end of the train, and that same person staring at me. And now they're kind of looking through me, which is good, because again, I don't want to be stared at. And yet, something was crazy. All I heard was the music on my phone, not the train, not the voices, just the music on the phone, which was fine, because I was tuned in, I suppose. We pull into Harvard, and I decide to get off. I roll up, I hit the button, we get on the elevator, and the music from my phone is echoing in the elevator, and I listen to the song, and I'm singing, and I get off when we get to the street level, and there's nobody. Not a soul. Which is odd, because Harvard Square is usually bustling with activity, but I'm in the zone, so maybe I'm not paying attention. And so my route takes me through Harvard Yard. So I cut across the street, I go through Harvard, which is relatively easy, there's no traffic. Cut across the street, cut through Harvard Yard, eerily quiet, not a soul in sight. But all I hear is the music and the hum of the wheelchair. I get to Somerville Labs, which is 1 block away from my home, and I'm looking left, okay, right? And looking left and seeing that there's no traffic, and I cut across, which is good, because I want to get home. I have a blunt waiting for me. I get into the house, and I turn on the TV, and there's nothing on the TV. Maybe I missed something, maybe I didn't, which is fine. I go and I put on a DVD of Lord of the Rings, the appendix, and I watch it. Then I get comfortable and I grab my blunt, my lighter, and again, there's no sound except the noise of the TV now. There's nothing from the hallway. And I grab the lighter and I hop in the wheelchair and I hit the automatic door, and I decide to go around the back, because going around the back, there is, a quicker way to the corner of the parking lot where nobody will see me to disturb me as I smoke. And so as I roll past the building, I don't see anybody in the hallway. It's not too unusual, but kind of suspicious, seeing I haven't seen anybody since I got off the train. I turn the corner and I ride past my window, because I was on the first floor, and I peeped into my house, and of course there's nobody there, because I'm looking into the house that only I occupy. I roll down to the end of the corner of the building, and I look, and I turn, and there's nothing. There's no parking lot. There's no lights. There's just nothing. Now, I could be tripping because, before I got on the train earlier, I had a couple of drinks with some friends, and maybe I was hallucinating, or maybe I was just going crazy, but there was nothing. And I tried to back up, and I hear the humming of the wheelchair and the music of the phone, and yet the wheelchair is not moving, and all you hear is, mm. I look back, and now there's nothing. I look forward, and there's nothing. And something said, "Do you remember the person on the train?" And I thought back to the looking at that person on the train and wondering, why are they staring? As I looked into the nothing, I heard them say it. I heard them say it. I heard them say it. I heard them say it.